Everybody was talking about DeepSeek. It wiped tens of billions from the stock market and asserted China's growing dominance in AI, completely disrupting the tech world.
The Chinese AI startup caused a tech sell-off that sent NVIDIA shares down.
There are new reports just a few moments ago that the White House is considering tightening curve on their China sales. Of course, this comes as the AI trade tries to find its footing.
But the more you look into this whole DeepSeek situation, the more you realize there are some very serious questions that need answering. Why was DeepSeek's reveal just after the recently announced $500 billion Stargate project? How is it even possible that an unknown AI with far fewer resources could undercut all of American AI? And who is actually behind this? What is their real goal? Well, after watching this video, you'll start to see that maybe DeepSeek is about a lot more than just a simple AI chatbot. The origins of DeepSeek. On the surface, DeepSeek was established by the Chinese hedge fund Highflyer. Like any other Silicon Valley type story, it was supposedly a company with humble beginnings. Highflyer made its name through high-frequency trading, essentially profiting from exploiting price inefficiencies across global markets. Soon, they started working on prediction models that allowed them to identify short-term price movements faster than competitors. After a few years of successful trading, they decided to move into the world of AI, since this was the hottest trend. By 2023, they had established an artificial general intelligence (AGI) lab dedicated to developing AI tools. Later that year, this lab became its own company, now known as DeepSeek. Over the next year, DeepSeek developed several AI programs, quickly causing problems for American tech giants. Its first major model, DeepSeek version 2, forced its competitors to lower their prices to stay in the game. The prices dropped so low that while DeepSeek was still making a profit, other companies were suffering heavy losses. And yet, DeepSeek seemed more interested in research than commercialization. This led to the biggest question: how is this even possible? DeepSeek's disruption. Although DeepSeek had released several AI programs, none had made a huge splash in the mainstream media until early 2025. In January 2025, DeepSeek G1 debuted on Apple's App Store. This AI system was designed to function similarly to OpenAI's chatgpt. However, within 2 weeks, DeepSeek G1 had received so many downloads that it overtook ChatGPT as the most downloaded AI assistant. Unlike ChatGPT, DeepSeek G1 uses chain-of-thought reasoning. Instead of just spitting out an answer, it shows its process, breaking it down section by section. This allows it to handle complex, multi-step problems better than traditional AI models. This was even more shocking considering that back in 2023, the US had taken steps to block China from accessing AI chips, specifically NVIDIA's H800 and A800 chips. The US restricted exports and encouraged its allies in Europe and Asia to do the same, doing everything possible to cripple China's AI industry. This frustrated the Chinese government, especially since their own AI programs were underwhelming. But DeepSeek didn't let the lack of access to advanced GPUs stop it, raising serious questions on how it achieved this breakthrough. The market collapse. Investors started wondering, if DeepSeek can operate with fewer resources, what could it do with more? This speculation sent the stock market into a panic. On January 27, 2025, as news about DeepSeek's success spread, the stock market crashed. BlackRock's tech ETF plummeted within hours. NVIDIA's market value dropped by $593 billion as its shares fell by 177%, a one-day record loss for Wall Street. The entire AI industry was in turmoil. Even infrastructure companies were affected. AI development requires massive energy consumption, and investors had been betting big on energy companies. However, if DeepSeek could operate with far lower power demands, then future AI companies might not need massive energy consumption at all, just like how early computers once filled entire rooms but now fit in the palm of your hand. The geopolitical shift. This goes far beyond just AI. It's about the global balance of power. Just as Trump announced a $500 billion Stargate project to revamp America's AI infrastructure, DeepSeek struck at the perfect moment, undercutting the US's AI lead. Much like the space race of 1957, when the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, forcing the US to rethink its space dominance, DeepSeek has forced American AI giants to rethink their grip on innovation. And this is the perfect moment for China. Their economy is struggling, and AI dominance could give them an edge over the US. Just as TikTok is facing a potential US ban, DeepSeek presents an even bigger national security concern. The app follows CCP-imposed restrictions, refusing to discuss topics like Tiananmen Square or criticize the Chinese government. Yet, millions of Americans downloaded it immediately. This raised concerns. What could AI in the hands of the Chinese Communist Party look like? A national security crisis. The White House press secretary confirmed that the National Security Council, NSC, is reviewing DeepSeek as a potential security risk. The US government is taking drastic measures, much like they did with TikTok. Meanwhile, OpenAI and other US tech firms are scrambling. DeepSeek R1 completely changed the AI industry, forcing everyone to ask, was this all planned? The hidden truth behind DeepSeek. The official story is that DeepSeek is a small Chinese startup that built an AI model for just $6 million, a fraction of OpenAI's $500 billion investment. But this doesn't add up. That $6 million figure only accounts for the cost of 248 GPUs used in training. It doesn't consider infrastructure, labor, or data acquisition. Additionally, DeepSeek is not some basement startup. It's a subsidiary of Highflyer, a hedge fund with $9.4 billion in assets. Highflyer has been using AI-driven trading algorithms since 2016, consistently outperforming competitors. In 2020, they unveiled Firefly 1, a $28 million supercomputer. And by 2021, they built an even more powerful version costing 5 times as much. Given Highflyer's extensive computing power and data infrastructure, it's highly unlikely that DeepSeek was built on limited resources. The shocking NVIDIA revelation. While DeepSeek claims it operated without NVIDIA's restricted AI chips, some experts strongly disagree. The CEO of Scale AI, one of the world's largest AI firms, stated that DeepSeek secretly used 50,000 NVIDIA H100 chips, violating US trade restrictions.
So yeah, first of all, the AI race and the AI war between US and is one of the most important issues of today. We took out a full-page ad on the Washington Post.
If true, this would mean DeepSeek is lying about its GPU limitations. China has access to banned US technology. The US stock market crash was driven by misinformation. Even Elon Musk hinted at this, calling it obvious. What happens next? While this has been devastating news for NVIDIA, OpenAI, and US tech giants, it's fantastic news for China. The Chinese Communist Party, CCP, will soon take over DeepSeek, as they have with other major tech firms like Tencent and Baidu. China's economy is struggling, but AI dominance could save them from economic decline. US sanctions and AI restrictions may not be enough to stop them anymore. In response, the US Navy has already banned DeepSeek for military personnel, citing national security concerns. Whether or not DeepSeek is actively spying remains unclear, but the mere suspicion plays right into America's hands. The White House is now racing to undo the damage and recover billions in lost market value. One thing is certain, the AI war has just begun.